Hello everyone. I wanted to make a video because this third project, it can be a little bit, I don't know if it's more difficult than anything else, but you are building on all of the skills that you have here and that you've learned. And so I wanted to go over this third project and I really wanted to talk about it and just give you like some highlights. So let's just go over what this week's Thursday assignment, where we will also be looking at the actual proposal assignment itself. So this is what we're going to be doing today. So for Thursday's assignment, you are going to look at what the role of proposals are and define when and how to plan and draft proposals. So for the Thursday assignment, you need to look at this assignment, which I'm going to pull up in a new window. You need to skim chapter 16 in the book and seriously skim it. The goal here is that you can easily locate where things are in the book so that you can quickly go to them. I really don't want you to, have to memorize everything. So skim it, take in what, looks good, look at that end of chapter stuff. And then I want you to think about this proposal in this final assignment and the structure of proposals. You can find all of that in chapter 16. If you are in our live class of the hybrid course, I want you to come to class ready to discuss these questions. But I also want you to turn your answers in here. So what you're doing on Thursday is you're going to figure out what kind of research you're going to need to do in order to do a really great introduction to your proposal. And the proposal we'll go over in just a minute is right here. You can find it on page 429 of the book. It is 469 of the PDF. And I want you to be as specific as you can be. And then what information will you need for your proposed program that you may not have? And how are you going to go about getting it? And so we'll look at that shortly too and answer this question. Is this an external or an internal proposal? This is an odd question. It's a weird one because it's a very weird specific situation. You're Green River students and you're going to be writing a proposal for Green River. And so this isn't as easy as, this is quite clearly external as it would be if you were doing it for someone you didn't have a tight affiliation with. So that's what you're doing this week. But in order to do all that, you need to do two things. You need to look at this week 11, the writing proposals for specific audiences. Now this project is going to take us through the end of the quarter. I'm going to move my screen down just a little bit. And you also need to make sure you pull up the book and let's look at the contents here. There we go. And chapter 16 is all about writing proposals. And so if you just even look at, what's going on here, you're going to be writing a proposal here. The persuasion of proposals are right here. And then the structure of the proposal, it's all going to be in here. So this 429 on is incredibly important. There's some samples as well. But let's go over what is due week 11. So this is this third project. It's a big one. We are writing it in literal pieces. And so we'll talk about what those pieces are shortly. But the purpose and outcomes here are to understand the persuasive purpose of proposals, to understand the expectations of people who read proposals. So you're going to see this is all about our audience and purpose. The difference between solicited and unsolicited proposals and formal and informal proposals, because there's all kinds of proposals. We're going to talk about the different types. You're going to understand the different functions, what you need to do and why you're doing those things of planning and researching proposals. And you're going to create a proposal in your chosen deliverable. So, and I'm excited about that. Like, we'll talk about it down in the tasks, but you get to choose your genre here of your final deliverable. So tasks here, skim chapter 16 in the book, do some research about your audience and purpose, and then I want you to develop a proposal and submit it in the way that you think is the most appropriate for this audience and purpose. And what that means is that you can choose to do a written proposal, you can do a video, You can do an infographic. You can do all kinds of awesome stuff, and I encourage you to do that. You can do a narrated PowerPoint. You can just do a PowerPoint presentation, as long as it works for the audience and purpose. So this is the request for proposals. This is what you're actually looking at. Green River College invites students to propose an original idea or project for possible funding by the Green River College Foundation. I'm opening that because we'll need it shortly. Your original idea or project must solve a current problem or satisfy a need at Green River College related to our mission, vision, and core values. So that's number one. Number two, it must be an ongoing issue, and it needs to be sustainable after initial funding by the Green River College Foundation, and funding is limited to $2,000. So that is what you're doing here. So this is how we start. This is short. It's 4 lines long, but it's really dense. There's a lot of stuff you have to do here to kind of figure out what's going on. So number one, you need to choose a problem on or off campus that fits the request for proposals. This needs to be a current problem and satisfy a need at Green River College, right? And it needs to be related to the mission, vision, and core values. So what I would do first, what I would do before anything else, is I'd look at, okay, what is the mission, vision, and core values? They're right here. If you click on that link right here, you can find them there on the side. And you can find out what the stated mission, vision, and core values are. Is this something that will help community engagement or growth and development of the college, or personal growth or development, innovation, anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion? Does it help a student with belonging or accessibility? Does it advance social or economic justice? So that's what you need to kind of think about, and then identify a problem that fits with that. We'll talk more about identifying problems in just a minute. You need to identify an audience other than your instructor who will use your proposal for a specific purpose. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. You need to perform research on your subject, and you may need to interview people involved at Green River College and other places. You need to complete this audience and use profile. So it's right here. And then you create your proposal. So your proposal needs to have several different parts. Here is your audience and use profile, because these are your final deliverables. And a proposal with all sources cited. The proposal can be in written form, audio form, video, or infographic. And what you choose to do depends on your audience and your purpose. So it needs to have all of these kind of sections. Now, how you identify these sections, especially if you're doing like a video or an infographic, is going to vary. If you're just doing a written one, you're going to have like these headings, a problem or opportunity of this grant section, the purpose section, the background of the problem or opportunity section, the sources of information section, and then you are going to make those clear, either in like video form or maybe a gorgeous infographic. But you're going to figure out what the problem or opportunity is. And that's the first part. So the first part, you're going to describe the problem or the opportunity in specific monetary terms. And that's because the proposal includes a budget, and you need to convince your readers that spending money on what you propose is smart. And the way to kind of get started thinking about this, I know a lot of students haven't even been to campus. We have been in a pandemic. So, how do you even get started with this? Well, what's something that drives you crazy about the college, or something that you really love? Some examples of things that that have worked are parking issues, problems with the bookstore. It may not be the bookstore itself, but just like, finding a book, or or the ordering process or something like that. Or a specific issue with one kind of textbook not being offered, or maybe you want free textbooks for a specific course, or free, like, sometimes you have to buy an access code. The smaller and the problem and the solution, the better for this. So, and you need to be specific. Don't say that, like, a design problem is slowing down production. Say that it is costing a certain amount per day, or it's costing, students in your class this amount of money when, if you did this thing, it would save students money. And be really specific in how it relates to the college's mission, values, or core values. You are also going to be doing these other sections. Now, I'm not going to go over these in detail because we literally write each section as a chunk. But you're going to be writing, oh gosh, sorry, a little window just came up. I don't know if it recorded that or not, but that shocked me. You're going to be talking about the purpose. So you need to be really specific in what your purpose is. And in order to do that, you need to know your audience, the background of the problem or opportunity. You are going to be doing research to show them the background of this specific problem, but maybe a background in a bigger sense. Like if you're talking about the problem of textbooks being too impacting students at Green River, you can talk about how the cost of textbooks rising has, quadrupled over the past 10 years. And you do that by doing research. You need to make your sources of information clear. You need to talk about you need to figure out the scope of the proposal, your plan of work, also called the proposed program, your budget, and there's examples. And I'll pop some examples in chapter 16. And suggested length. So that is what we are doing. Before I end this video, I want to talk about this first part. The first thing you're going to need to do, besides, figure out an idea, is look at who the Green River College Foundation is, because that is one of your audiences. They're giving you the money. They're going to read this proposal. Who are they? And so if you click on that right here, it'll take you to the foundation homepage, and you can find out, what is the Green River College Foundation. So you can look at the About Us of the Green River Foundation, and who they are. You can look at, foundation information. A lot of this is very boring. You can look at the foundation board. And who are these? Who do these people work for? Why are they here? What's the deal with these people? What do they actually do? You can look at the mission and vision. This is just their mission and vision. And you can look at the kind of opportunities that they offer. They offer scholarships. They have, an impact. But you can look at what they actually do. You can contact them. You can contact the staff and see what they do. You can also do stuff like report to the community. Okay, so what have they done? What did they do in 2018? And this will tell you, like, the actual stuff that they've done, what kinds of stuff they've done over the years. So this will really kind of tell people what you've done, I can't talk right now. Gosh! But it'll tell you traditionally what the foundation has done. So, kind of cool. All right, I'm going to stop here for now. But if you have any questions, please let me know. And let me know if I need to help you in any way, if more videos would be helpful, and specifically what questions you have. All right? Okay, bye.